What's up? We got The Flash, Season 2, Episode 4, The Fury of Firestorm. So this episode starts off, flashback to when the particle accelerator went off, and we see a new character named Jefferson Jackson. And he's in a football team. He's on a football team, but that's when and he's saving one of his friends when the particle accelerator goes off. And then we flash back to present day with Martin Stein. So now they have to find a new person for Martin. Now that Ronnie sacrificed himself, Ronnie got lost in the singularity, they have to find a new person for Martin Stein to bond with. And they have two people, Dr. Henry Hewitt, and as I said before, Jefferson Jackson. So Caitlin is for some reason really, really, really happy that they found a fellow scientist just like her in Dr. Henry Hewitt. So Barry is dealing. Iris' mom revealed that she had a disease called McGregor's, and she only came back. So Iris gets ready to meet with her mom, but she reveals later that her mom actually had a son. She was pregnant with a son when she left them. And she's like, who's the father? Her dad? We don't know. We don't know who the dad is. Who's the father? Her dad? We don't know who the dad is. I don't think we'll ever find out. So we see Earth 2 Wells in Starlab. He's just creeping around. He just comes out of his shadow after Cisco throwing them leaves. He just comes out. Why is he here? We don't even get Jay Garrick in this episode. Where did we saw him in the portal and then in the last episode. So Barry speeds around and gets their blood samples, while Caitlin gets Henry Hewitt. After their time done talking with Jax, she gets Henry Hewitt without them knowing, because she really wants this guy to be with Professor Stein, because he's a scientist, she's a scientist, Stein's a scientist. She really wants this guy. So it doesn't work, but it does activate Hewitt's dormant powers that were activated when dormant powers during the particle accelerator explosion. So they try to get Jax, but Jax is like, no, he doesn't want to be a hero. And she's like, wait, we're asking you to be a superhero, and you're gonna say no? And he's like, and she's like, you had enough to get into college, why didn't you? And he's like, I guess you're not superhero material. And he's like, nope, I guess he's not. And leaves. So then Caitlin goes back to get Dr. Hewitt, because for some reason Caitlin really wants this guy to be the Firestorm. I really don't get what she sees in this guy. He has an ego. I don't get what she sees in this Hewitt guy. But because of this, he attacks his laboratory, and and Caitlin realizes that she was really hard on Jax, and she really wanted Hewitt to be Firestorm. So she goes to confront Jax and says about how Ronnie was Stein's other half, and about how he died. And he's like, that's the guy who was in the black hole. And he's like, yeah, but then Hewitt shows up, and he's like, you're the one. Was this meant to happen? But then Jax attacks Hewitt. So for some reason, Wells, Earth 2, I'm gonna call him Earth 2 Wells. So Earth 2 Wells steals something from Dr. McGee, and she's like, Harrison? And she brings in Joe and Patty, because Joe's the only person she trusts, because she knows so she's like, but Patty's like, Dr. Wells is dead. And she's like, she knows on his passing, but he was walking again, and Dr. Wells couldn't walk, remember? And she could, but he was faking it. So she's like, hey, we should tell Barry about this. And he's like, nah, he's got too much on his plate with all. She said his friend is sick, but we all know it's Stein, so she decides not to tell him. So, yeah. So then what happened? So they get Jax, and the merge works. So Jax and Professor Stein. Now Jax is Firestorm, and Professor Stein is the one in his head. So while that's happening, Hewitt is stealing energy from Jack's old high school. So they go and attack him, and he's like, Stein, you chose him over me? I deserve the Firestorm Matrix. I'm like, no, you don't. And he's like, no, you don't. And he's like, yeah. And they're like, and they gave him the name Tokamak. And they're like, Barry, give him, anger him enough, and he'll blow his fuse. So Barry's like paging Dr. Hewitt, and he's like, no wonder you make the cuff. That's how you fight. So they're able to defeat him, and then they're able to defeat him, and Ronnie and stuff, and Jefferson and Jack transfer over to fly away so they could be in Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah, they never appear again in this. This is Martin Stein's final episode in The Flash, if you count for the season, and if you count as a member of Team Flash. This is his final appearance. They fly away to join Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah, also reviewing that show. But I thought the episode was pretty good. We got the new Firestorm. In Jefferson Jax. Tokamak was a good villain. He kind of had an ego. I was kind of annoyed that Caitlin kept trying to get him to join up with Stein, because if it didn't work first time, it wasn't gonna work second time, Caitlin. At least, yeah. So I like it the end where, yeah, I forgot to mention. So Barry's attacked by the walking talking shark that Patty kept mentioning throughout the entire episode. But she keeps shooting at him until he's shot down by Earth 2 Wells. And Barry's probably thinking, wait a minute. Wells? You're dead. And he's probably going to say, no. I don't know who you're talking about, Barry. I don't know who you're talking about, Flash. I'm excited for the next episode. Because it will probably get the team's reaction to Earth 2 Wells. And yeah, also Linda was in this episode, but I didn't mention her because she didn't do anything. She just mentioned. Yeah, I thought they would try her character after she and Barry broke up, but no, they don't. She still got a storyline. She doesn't got a storyline. She's got this episode where she just tells Joe that Iris got some big title or something, but that's just it for her for the episode. Linda was more relevant when she and Barry broke up. Now when she and Barry were together. But now they're not. She just doesn't matter to the show. And maybe next episode we'll have a Linda Park storyline that actually matters. Because I do like Linda as a character. I was surprised that they brought her back for this season 2. I thought that after season 1, she was just there to be Barry's new girlfriend, and after he broke up with her, she just vanished from the show. But now she's still a character on the show. Yeah, she's still a character. She's still a character. Yeah, so who is Francine's son? Who is Francine's son? I have no idea. But, yeah. That was a pretty good episode still. So, I don't think we'll ever see Tokamak ever again. He got defeated, and that was it. and then Jefferson Jack flew away to be in Legends tomorrow. So yeah, and then I will get to their secondary, the Firestorm second suit when we get to it, because boy is it terrible. In Legends tomorrow, Firestorm wears a different suit. They wear a yellow / red suit. It just looks. I'm just gonna get to it when we get to it. I'm not gonna tell how bad it is, but I'm just gonna get to it when we get to it, because I have a lot of things wrong. There's a lot of things wrong with the suit that Jack sports when he's Firestorm in season in Legends tomorrow. I have a lot of problems with it, but I will get to it when we get to Legends. I'm not gonna deep it down now because we haven't got to it yet. But once we do, that suit is getting destroyed when I talk about it. That suit is bad. But I will give my reasons why it's bad. Next time, actually not next time, because Legends isn't until later on in the Arrowverse timeline. But next we got Arrow. So I'll see you next time on The Flash. Zoom.